Hi guys, I'm Dan and I recently was able to visit Amsterdam for a couple of days and I had a lot of fun in the city. So I thought to make this video for you guys to give you some top things that I did in the city and some tips and recommendations to make your trip to Amsterdam awesome. First thing I recommend you guys do is take a canal cruise tour. This is really helpful to do first because it's right outside the central station, the dock is right there, and there's a lot of boats you could choose from. You don't have to really wait a while because there's so many boats going in and out of that dock. The reason why this is also helpful again is because there's a tour guide on there and he gives you a bunch of tips and recommendations on everything you could do in the city, as well as answer any questions that you have for him, while also being able to relax and see the whole city. Second thing I recommend you guys do is to visit the canals but from above. There's obviously a lot of canals you guys can choose from and they're all pretty much really beautiful. But the two I recommend are the Regelersgracht and Herengracht canals. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but bear with me. These two canals are really picturesque and they look really good in photos, so I recommend you guys see them. Also, if you guys are coming in the winter time or the holidays, I recommend you guys stick around till the nighttime because they light up a couple of the main canals and there's floats that light up on them to celebrate the Festival of Lights. So that's really neat to see as well. Third thing I recommend you guys see or go to is the Museumplein. The Museumplein basically means the museum square, and this is where some of the main museums are, but it's also where the big I Am Amsterdam sign is, where a bunch of people like to come take photos. Also, there's a big lake, there's like a small park. The lake turns to ice rink in the winter time, so you could go ice skating if you want to do that, but definitely a cool place to check out. Fourth thing I recommend you guys do after that is visiting the museums. The two I recommend are the Van Gogh Museum and the Rijksmuseum. I was able to go to both. I prefer the Rijksmuseum because it was bigger, there was more to see, it had more of a classic vibe. But I also like the Van Gogh Museum as well, and I feel like if you guys had to choose one, you guys should probably visit the Van Gogh because I feel like it's more iconic since Van Gogh was one of the more famous Dutch artists to come out of the Netherlands. Fifth thing I recommend you guys do is to hit up the Heineken experience. Apparently this is a really touristy thing to do, but I am a tourist and you probably are too if you aren't from Amsterdam. I don't know why that has a negative connotation, but the Heineken experience is really cool. They really give you insight on a lot of the beer if you're interested in Heineken. I recommend you guys see that. Next thing I recommend you guys do is to try the Dutch snacks. My favorite were Fritz, stroopwafels, and bitterballen. You can find some of these at some Dutch markets such as the Albert Cup Day Market and the Food Holland. I really like the Food Holland because there's a bunch of different types of foods as well as Dutch food and bars in this indoor area. Definitely try these snacks if you're in the Netherlands. The eighth thing I recommend you guys do is to check out the Keukenhof. If you're lucky enough to be here during the springtime, it's open for a couple of weeks, but technically this is not part of Amsterdam. It's a 15 to 20 minute bus ride outside the city, but I definitely recommend you guys go check this out because it's basically like the Disneyland of flowers. The Netherlands are known for their tulips, and this is just like a real huge tulip garden or amusement park, whatever you want to call it, but it's definitely really neat and cool to check out if you're there. Last thing I recommend you guys do is to rent a bike and bike around the city and experience all the sights and pretend like you're Dutch. Just kidding, but if you aren't an experienced biker, you probably shouldn't do this because Dutch bikers are pretty professional and their main mode of transport is pretty dangerous if you actually don't know how to bike or if you're not good at it. But if you do, make sure to follow the rules and signs. Some honorable mentions I recommend you guys to visit are also the Dam Square, which is just this area where a lot of people congregate. There's a big statue in the middle, and also visiting the Rembrandtplein, which is the Rembrandt Square. There's like some statues in the middle of Rembrandt's Night's Watch, and around there's just a lot of surrounding restaurants, pubs, cafes, bars. Also later on in the night, it becomes a pretty cool place for nightlife and becomes like a club area, so definitely check that out. Hi guys, I hope that you liked this video. Those are my top tips and recommendations of the things that I recommend you guys to do in Amsterdam. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up down below. And if you're from Amsterdam or you have any other tips or if I missed anything, please comment down below so I can see. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel to see more videos from me. Thanks.